And hello, everybody. Welcome to another Biggie Hurt 35 Pennsylvania Sports History and More video. Today we are opening up some returns for my 1990 Fleer baseball set. I have 6 returns today and one that was sent back to me. But what we will do is, if you do not know what I'm talking about, I have set out to get the 1990 Fleer baseball set completely autographed. And so far, if you haven't seen my other 3 videos, I did a 1 live on the very first returns, and then I've had 2 separate ones. So if you could please go check that out, I'd greatly appreciate it. On to the first return. And our first return is from North Texas, Texas. And of course we have Mr. Danny Darwin. Mr. Danny Darwin, Houston Astros. Thank you, Mr. Darwin, for that return. On to the next one. And our next return, of course, is a fail. Mr. Jim Eisenreich. So that is not a current address. I will have to look up and see what his address is, or if he's not even returning through the mail. Mr. Jim Eisenreich. Fail. Womp, womp, womp. And our next return is from Houston, Texas. And that returned to me January 30th of this year. And of course, we have an empty. Then we have Mr. Rick Lukin. Love that. John 15:7. But thank you, Mr. Lukin. Thank you for the verse. And our next one is from Phoenix, Arizona. Looks like we have a signed index card, maybe. And this is Mr. Cotto. And it says he charges now $5 per card. So Mr. Cotto was a no-go. Henry Cotto, $5 per card. And our next return comes from Knoxville, Tennessee. Early February return. And we have Mr. Steve Searcy. And of course, an empty index and a signed card for the Detroit Tigers. Mr. Steve Searcy. Thank you, Mr. Searcy, for that. On to the next one. And of course, this is our final return. I do have some more out there. But this one, again, comes from Atlanta, Georgia. And it was returned to me February 4th. And of course, we have Mr. Zane Smith. Mr. Zane Smith from the Montreal Expos. I had sent off to him earlier, and I must have had a bad address. So I finally looked it up again and got Mr. Zane Smith for his Montreal Expos. And here we have, again, putting in Mr. Rick Lukin. And of course, he is the first one on that page. And I don't have anyone before or after, but I do have someone out for the Kansas City Royals. So we'll stay tuned to see who that is. And our next one is Mr. Danny Darwin. Get Mr. Danny Darwin in. there. And that is the first one of that page for the Houston Astros. And of course, I have another one out here. Stay tuned. And we have Mr. Zane Smith. And of course, we have number 363 out. And of course, I have also Bryn Smith for the Montreal Expos. So that's a nice addition to the Montreal Expos, Mr. Zane Smith. And last but definitely not least, Mr. Steve Searcy for the Detroit Lions. He goes in there at the very top, along with Jeff Robinson and Frank Tanana, who signs through the mail. I don't believe we got anybody else for the Detroit Lions right now. Mr. Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, they're going to be hard to get, but that's the point of this whole video, is to get the 1990 Fleer baseball set all autographed. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye now.